So in this video, I'm going to be talking about hand fasting. Most witches, pagans, Wiccans know what a hand fasting is, but if you don't, and that's why you're here at this video. Everybody dreams of their dream wedding, but some dream of their dream hand fasting. So today I'm going to tell you what a hand fasting is and how it was started. A simple term for a hand fasting is a pagan wedding, but let's get into more depth. The term hand fasting is a historical term for wedding. In Great Britain and in Ireland, the term is betrothal. Between the 12th to the 17th century, hand fastings were more common for what we know now as being engaged. It was held about a month before the actual wedding to show the couple's commitment to each other. It was still a legal binding contract between the couple, even if some family members didn't think so until the actual church ceremony. A hand fasting is only invalid like a typical wedding when one of the parties has passed. Where the hand fasting took place wasn't a big deal back then. Some were in taverns, orchards, but the most common place was the bride's house. In Scotland, marriages were considered the office of the church until 1560, when the marriages became a civil matter rather than a church sacrament. During that time, marriages were put into two different categories, a regular and an irregular marriage. An example of a regular marriage was when the marriage took place when banns were read. An example for an irregular marriage is when the couple declares their marriage to the community after they had intercourse, or just simply living together and being recognized as husband and wife, as long as the couples were the age of consent for that time period. They may have been irregular marriages, but they were still as valid as regular marriages. Also in Scotland, and hand fasting is a Celtic tradition, it would last 1 year prior to the actual marriage. Now, what I mean by that is in Scotland itself, it could last up to a year prior of the marriage or up to a month, depending on where you were located. In Scotland, he writes, it was a messed up way for the guy to test his future bride before the wedding, but it made some people believe that they were abusing the custom, creating some stress between certain clans and families. History records it as a trial marriage and was first referenced in Thomas Pennant's Tour of Scotland in 1790, but others claim it as a Hebridean myth. Hand fastings were a normacy until the Marriage Act in 1754. In the England Isles, hand fastings were common for couples that did not want to wait for the clergyman who took weeks to come from town to town. Unlike Scotland, these weren't official marriages, but a similarity is both had to have a witness during the ceremony. In the 1950s, when the witchcraft laws were repealed in England, with such as Gerald Gardner, the creator of Wicca, and Dorian Volnett, researched a new term to call non-Christian wedding ceremonies. When a pagan had a hand fasting, it was kept a secret, only held in front of your coven or study group. As the times for Wicca and paganism became more mainstream, most Wiccans and pagans are finding ways to integrate their beliefs into their marriage ceremonies, which means they will do a hand fasting. How to perform a hand fasting. A couple will take each other's right hand and declare that they are wed. Their vows are similar to ones that are written today. I, name, hereby take, name, to be my husband or wife, and thereto plight thee my throw. When the couple would exchange a gift, what's more commonly known as a ring now, but also could be in a golden coin broken in half as a token of their love for each other. In Scotland, it was a tad more advanced practice, with couples' hands bounding together by one of their witnesses that attended the ceremony. Pieces of a ribbon, tartan, sash, or even twine would be what was used to bind the hands. Basically, their hands are making a figure 8 or an infinity symbol. In some traditions, in the neo-pagan ceremonies, the couple will keep their hands tied until they have intercourse. Some use this ceremony as a permanent bond, others use it as a trial run for their year and a day to really evaluate the relationship. Everyone knows the phrase, tie the knot. This is where the origin came from. Handfastings are not limited to heterosexual couples. It is for any type of relationship, even polyamorous couples. If you didn't know, my wife and I had handfasting a few years ago, and here are some images from that. A pagan friend of ours performed this ceremony for us, and no, we are not legally married yet, but we will be soon. We did this as more of a spiritual bond. If you did see my Get Ready With Me wedding photographer video, which will be linked below, I did the photography for my brother's handfasting to his wife. And if you want to see pictures of that, I don't know if my photography is linked below or not, but the pictures aren't up just yet. But just Google handfasting photos and you will see the general idea of what's done. Ours was different than my brother's because, like I said, ours wasn't a legal binding marriage because we weren't able to legally get married at that moment. I was, and still am, married to my ex-husband, but at that time we were bonding us together, and all of us were in a polyamorous relationship, but my ex-husband was not, and is not, I don't know why I said that, but he's not non-Christian, he's Christian. That's the word I'm looking for. So him doing the handfasting with us was not what we wanted to do, but when I had an old channel years ago, I did record the handfasting process, but I lost that footage, or I would put it at the end of this video. If you have any questions or you want to collab, don't forget you can email me at this email and we can collab together and talk to me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like videos like this. Bye.